Okay, we are recording. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the second in a series of webinars with Cheryl Doubleday. Thank you, Cheryl, for spending your time with us today. Today, we are going to be diving into an intermediate OPALS cataloging webinar. And so what we'll do is I will be moderating the chat and letting Cheryl know when we have questions. So if you do have questions during the presentation, please do pop them into the chat so that I can interject and bring those to Cheryl's attention. And this is about a 1-hour webinar. If you're attending live today, you can expect an emailed certificate of attendance from me during this meeting. And with that, I think I'm going to mute myself and hand it on over to Cheryl.
Okay, and so do I have control of the screen as well?
Oh, yes. Let me just make you a co-host. Sorry about that.
That's okay. While you're doing that, I'll just say hello to everybody. My name is Cheryl Doubleday, and I am the school librarian at Bradford Elementary School. This is my 5th year here at Bradford. I'm excited to share my knowledge today. I did also want to share a little bit of background. The school library that I currently work in is an incredibly small space. It was originally intended for a computer lab, and over the past 5 years, I have been advocating for a better space, which we did not get. However, we did get a grant, and we got some new furniture in, which I spent the last year working on a design layout that would be more flexible and student accessible. So the reason why I'm mentioning all that is because with our physical setup, it's made using opals and having it's been vital to have an engaging, interactive, and functional library catalog to be able to promote this tiny space, which hopefully will be getting better physically. And meanwhile, I will continue to plug away digitally at it.
Okay, Cheryl, if you just want to try and look for that share button at the bottom of your screen, you should have permissions to share.
Okay, and it is presenting and am I good? Okay. It's odd for me because when I do this, I can't see any of you, and I'm new to Google Meet, and so I can't see your faces. All I can see is my computer screen, so it does feel a little bizarre talking into my computer. But I have practiced talking to myself, so I'm sure it'll go fine. Okay, so today I would like to share some of Opal's features that I personally have been working on to enhance our school library catalog. I want to say that um, th- for me, it's very far off from where I want it to be. And then in addition, we've had these renovations. So it's a work in progress, and I'm constantly, just chipping away at it day to day to update it and edit it and add things and remove things and just trying to improve its functionality and its user friendliness. Like many of you, I am always short on time. I'm always juggling all the never ending to do list things we have as school librarians. Um, and I have also spent the last 5 years trying to get this library up to date, period. When I first came, it was using Library World, which luckily we got to switch right away to Opals, which is, if any of you know Library World, that is a huge jump. Uh, Although, yeah, so that was good. But since then, my previous work, I had used the Fallout Destiny catalog. So Opals was completely new to me. And like most things, I try to know everything I possibly can um, about what I'm using in order to make things, in order to shorten the time it takes me to do things. Because as you can see, it takes me a long time to talk. So anything that can save me time is great. And you all know we're just always short on time with lots and lots to do. We run the school library, which is like running a business, as well as being teachers and planners and helping administration, all those other things. So today, oh, and I do want to, there was one more thing that I wanted to say, is that I am, like I said, I'm constantly seeking ways to be more efficient in the library. So if anything that I share with you today, if you have a more effective method that you have learned for any of it, please reach out to me. My email is right there, cheryl.doubleday@oesu.org, because I am always eager to learn and improve on what I'm doing. So with that said, today we are going to talk about managing user types and tabs, uh, topic walls topic walls versus featured genre collections. And I'd really like to get into the MARC records. This has become a favorite thing of mine. I wish I had more time to spend on MARC records, because the cleaner and better your MARC records are, the easier it is for students to find things in your library catalog, and for us to find things, and for us to um, organize different things for students and teachers and in our library. So MARC records I find to be really important. We just need more time to work on them. And then we'll go over how we can utilize the group and global editors. More so, I wanted to talk about how to use the editor for your items in your catalog, because that can be really daunting. And I have found a couple of different ways that have made it easier and less of a, doing things one at a time. Okay. Oh, and then of course there's resources attached to this slideshow that you all will get a copy of. And actually, with that said, the resources and contacts, those are videos that, let me see. So they are videos that you can find. I forget that people here today are not, the same people that might have been here last week. And there is John speaking, that his contact information is there too. If I can't answer a question, he's welcomes you to contact him to answer a question. So this YouTube page here, Opals Media Flex, has a lot of videos that can walk you through things that we talk about today. And so there is a link to those videos. Uh, and what I want to say about that is there are a lot of things that I don't do every single day. Maybe I'll do them a couple of times a year, maybe even once a month. As I get older, it's harder for me to retain those things I'm not doing every single day. So the videos are a great resource to go back and figure out which tab was that, if I can't figure it out on my own. Okay. Sometimes my brain just doesn't want to connect. And we are going to just go back up. Keeping this not in presentation mode to make it easier, but sometimes it's not that much easier. Okay, so I originally did this for another presentation, tabs for students, tabs for teachers only. And in order to even do this process of creating tabs that are only visible to one or the other. For example, so our collections for staff, when students get onto the library catalog, they do not see that tab. I think character traits as well, they do not see that tab. But before, let me see, here's a tab edit tutorial. Before you even do that, you need to make sure that you have those user types created in your catalog. So, of course, all these things that we talk about today, you need to have administration privileges to do them. So, administration preferences. Sometimes I have to click on preferences or report tools to refresh my memory of where that. Oops, did I do? Yeah, where that is. So preferences. User types, I think I said in the previous video too, one of my goals would be to have like a notebook that just had, this is what I want to do, go to this tab, then this tab, for those times that I forget. Most of the time I can work my way through it though. So when you go to system preferences, you can see here you got user types, item type reassignment. So for this, we're going to click on user types. And right now, for user types in my library, I have K through 2 students, and I have 3 through 6 students, because right now K through 2 get to have one book at a time, and the 3 through 6 get 2 books at a time. And then here we go. So we have teachers. I've never had a teacher check out 50 books, but you never know. So library, difference between staff and teachers would just be a paraprofessional as opposed to a teacher. And I think I mentioned last time too, I haven't used the interlibrary loan yet. So if you know anything special about that, I'd love to hear from you. So right now, let's say you wanted to have a tab because you were working with the 6th grade on a special project, and so you wanted to, or maybe you realized, what, my 6th grade, they right now need to check out more than 2 books for multiple reasons, maybe for research, maybe for extra reading, whatever it is. So you would just put in what your user type is. I'm going to say we're going to give them 10 loans, 5 reserves. And this down here would be if you're giving permissions to your library staff or yourself. My library staff currently is me, and I used to have someone come in on her spare time, and and so she's actually still listed, I think, as staff too, because she helps out, but didn't get to see her much this year, which is too bad. So there we go. If I made a mistake, I can trash that, but no, we're all good. I've got 6th grade students. But I don't want to show this. So I'm going to add. That's why I wanted to do that this way. So we're going to actually skip ahead and skip back, because we're going to use group editor. And we're going to say the name contains, I think I have my fake IDs in here. Here we go. See more books. And so you can just imagine I pull up a list of students that I'm giving a new user type to, and I've clicked all those students, and I am going to modify, and I'm just going to hit user type. And I'm going to change their user type to 6th grade students. And so you can do this with a whole batch with a class. You can do this with, putting in all staff. You can do this putting in a whole grade. And you're about to modify. It's fine. So if we go and look at that person's information, and again, if you could do 100 students with don't look at that. That was not supposed to happen. I promised I wouldn't do any of that this time.
I can edit that out, Cheryl. No worries.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's so hard. But it's even harder to. Why is it doing that? Okay. I do not know why it's doing that. Okay. Do not know why it has to do that. Okay. So you could say its user type is 6th grade students. So after that mishap, going back. So say character traits. Going to, whoops. So our handy dandy little pencil, click on that. I don't know how many times I forget to do that before I edit. I think I can just edit and go, oh, whoops, yep, I gotta hit my pencil. All right, so we have a lag. I'm guessing that's why that was showing up. It never ever shows the previous one, so I'm guessing we have a lag in our Wi-Fi right now. All right, so here are my tabs. You go to your tab, you edit title tab. And so right now, the character traits, we've got library staff, and teacher. So that's who that tab is visible to. So if when a student signs on to the website, they're not seeing that character trait tab. But if I wanted 6th grade students now to see it, I would click that and press OK, save and exit, and that's done. So collection, staff, that one you can see staff, and let's just do, here we go, award winners. So it's fairly simple, not a difficult process. So you just click all, which you might find maybe you just had that for all your tabs already. But so now you if you didn't know before, now you know that you can switch that up, and different user types can see different tabs, and it's all up to you. And I'm just going to cancel that. All right. Any questions about user types and tabs? I kind of threw myself off there a little bit.
I think we're ready to keep rolling.
Okay. All right. All right. So topic walls and feature genre collections. In the past, I've talked about your topic wall here, as opposed to library showcase, which, if you didn't know, I hadn't known until last week that now you can actually upload a text file. So you can create a text file onto OPALS, and then you can upload it, upload barcodes from file. So you could scan those with your scanner to make your text file, or you can or you can create it by copy and paste. All right. So this is how I know people have their library catalog set up. You can set up in a couple of different ways. This is how mine is set up, where I find these items here. I think some people have it where it goes up across the top. This is just how I like it. So, nope, I don't want to start with topic wall. Thank you. Let me go back to here to refresh my memory. See, I'm constantly having my memory refreshed. All right. So featured genre collections. What I will say about this is over the last 5 years, I've gone back and forth with what I'm going to keep in my featured genre collections as opposed to what I'm going to keep in my topic walls, as opposed to what I'm going to keep in both of them, as well as what I'm going to use to represent them. I eventually would love to have every sign match every sticker on the book and have that match everything in my catalog. That is my dream. Because that is elementary students, that's all of us, but even more so elementary students. That visual it just helps kids find things so much easier. So this is like everything else, a work in progress of featured genre collections. I am actually just starting to genreify my fiction, middle grade fiction section. So not my beginner chapter books, not my graphic novels, but my middle grade fiction doing genres. So I haven't decided yet. I know I already will put them definitely into the featured genre collections, and so that will be a great way to have that organized and for kids to find things. But I have thought about, instead of having the location of the books be fiction, having the location be the genre. So again, if you have any experience with that, I'd love for you to reach out to me and let me know how things were working for you. So there's a lot here, and not all of it is up to date because, like I said, I'm working slowly at trying to get this library into those categories with front-facing buckets or displays and stickers and signs, so that kids can independently find what they need, because it's just me in here. So what did I want to say about this? Okay, so I'm just going to click on one of these. So this is how I've been organizing my genre feature collections. I don't always have time for this, but putting them into sections. So let's see if I can. Before we go behind the scenes. Yep, it's okay. See if it says looks the same way. So that teachers and students, they want cars and racing, but they want them to be picture books, which we call everybody books. Or maybe they want it to be a biography. Maybe they're, I even did a drawing one. Okay. We're looking for graphic novels. Again, like I have more of these. Stop saying I have more of these car books, but it is hard, like I said, to. Oops, that's not what I wanted to go. Down here. I just have to keep chipping away at it. day by day. So I was going to edit that, but instead I think I will. As simple as adding new. And if this is something I wanted to show you, save and export to topic wall. So one thing that I learned is if I created a topic wall and then decided I didn't want to use it as a topic wall, it made more sense to be in my genre collection. You can't take a topic wall and, I mean, I'm sure there is a way to do it, but there isn't an easy push one button to do it. So sometimes I'll start off making the category into the genre, featured genre collection first. And then if I decide to export it to the topic wall, there's a tab that says, do you want to keep it? Do you want to delete it? And then I always keep it for a little while and have them in both to figure out which one it works better in before I start deleting it as a genre. So I just always put my initials in here. Let's make a new category here. So they come with the icons already here for you if you want to use them. Like I said, I'm working towards trying to get things to really match up in my library. And where's my... So I just, if you go down here, where is it? Oh, wait, up here. See, I always have to find what I'm doing. Upload icon. So that's how I have these in here, is I just uploaded the icon. You can see here, look, the winner, Vermont Golden Dome winner icon. I've got the little stickers here as well. So you would upload that onto this page, and then once it's on here, you would click the image you wanted. Okay, add a new resource group. And then you could just do the search and add books and then just have the whole list. And let's do that right now. Or like I showed you before, and that is why I opened up the other one, is you can put it into different categories. Oh, there's one I want to show you in just a minute. But I'm going to go to subject. Sometimes I'll search by subject and then by keyword and then by title and all those. Looks like all these are worthy. Hockey, 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 hockey. So just put it in there and then save that. Thank you. All right, let's actually do this too. Okay. So I just hit save and export to topic wall. And so that brought it over here to our topic wall. So if I had clicked on this, it would bring me to topic wall. So here's my hockey. And I could still add more by doing the search here. What I found about this is it will come up with books that are already on the category as well. And it doesn't matter if you click them again. Oops. Select all pages. Thank you. Normally you want to look though and make sure that it doesn't give you some random non-hockey, whatever you're looking for. But for speed purposes, I'm just going to stick. So like 10 game and gadgets. I wonder if there's a hockey craft in there or something. But I'm just going to, did it trash? Yeah. So we're going to save that. And then we're going to go and look at it. Just want to see, can I go back? Yes. Let's go look at topic walls. I always forget. I sometimes forget to, I know what it looks like for me. What does it look like for the students and teachers? So here's my hockey. And that's looking pretty good. Now, I explained in the before. Oops. There we go. I've explained to people before that one of the advantages of the topic wall, even though they're not as pretty as the showcase, are they're easy to switch out. So if I wanted to just go ahead and gotta find that hockey now. And these are all topic walls that I've put in. So now,
Cheryl, Robin has got her hand raised.
Oh,
Robin,
excellent.
did you have a question?
Thanks. Hi, I do. I just wanted to see if you could just remind me the one detail about the genre wall versus the topic wall. I'm a little confused about when to use which one and which one you said was better to do first or not, because I haven't really used either yet.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to learn this, but I'm still so confused.
Yeah,
So,
sorry.
Sorry.
So
No,
yeah,
it's
so
okay. I know they're different, but they do different things and sometimes they interact, but it's like that's something I haven't used. Thanks.
yeah. So on the slide here that you'll get to as well,
Okay.
I do
Thank
say,
you.
yeah, keep in mind that while you can transform a feature genre collection into a topic wall, the reverse is not possible. Because that's awful when you do all that work and then it disappears. And then on here, on this slide too, is the topic wall tutorial and the genre collections tutorial to show you how to do each one.
Thank you.
And
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
Thanks. Cool.
Which I'm not as trained at as John, so his
Yeah.
video might be more suited
Thank you.
to
Well,
help you.
I know that they came out like separately, and I was just still going like, oh God, which one do I want to do? And then I just did neither. So thank you.
Okay, so and what I'll say about it, the topic walls, the reason why I as the librarian like them is because it allows me to do displays, so to speak, on the catalog, and easily, here we go, and easily change them out throughout the year. So I'm not creating new lists like every week, every month. We do character traits every week. Actually, that's the one I wanted to go on. I don't know why this takes so long to come up. So we do character traits every week. And so by just having the topic wall and being able to continually add to it as I get more books or realize, oh, this book would be great for kindness, and I can add it to the topic wall. And then when the week comes around that is doing that character trait, I just switch it out the way I just showed you, whereas I clicked on the pencil and clicked on the edit the topic wall, and then I just changed out of that list, changed the title, and I'm able to do that on that front page. for all those. So that is really helpful for me for the topic walls. Although I am excited about being able to upload to the showcases too, because I really like the way the showcases look. But now the genre collections, let's go into new books. Actually, why would I say go into new books? I am hilarious. Let's see. If that'll work. Okay. These are one of my favorite books. Let's see. Don't forget to change your fields when you're searching. How often that I change it to author keyword and then try to search again and go, oh, I know I have that book in there. Yeah. Okay. Really? See, I'm not doing so right. All right. The point of the feature genre collections, in my opinion, is it's genrefying. It's putting things into categories right there on that individual book for students. So I have to find, like, here we go. So my fantasy. So yes, they can go and they can look at that list. Oh, I should have known Harry Potter. Okay. However, oh. So say they're just browsing for books. It's going to show them, and actually you don't even need to go into that. So say they're just browsing for books. The goal would, of course, to get all those, especially once, I've finished genrefying the collection. And, not all books are one genre. So it would be, you'd look at that book and you would see which collections it's part of. And a topic wall won't do that. A topic wall is the list. The genre wall can do both. So so in my opinion, they've got different purposes with a similar purpose, because both can be used to look at in bulk, right? So you can go to the topic wall and you can see the list of books that are in that topic. And you can go to the featured genre collection and look at a list that's in that genre collection, even though it's not, I don't use them solely as genre. It's more genre, subject, that kind of thing. However, when you're browsing the catalog, you're gonna see the genre collection on the individual book item. And the genre collection, it's not something that you put on as a display. So when you're putting things into your different tabs and you're choosing a display, the better options are to go with a topic wall or a library showcase like here. Okay. Does that answer the question? And then some, probably.
That
Yes,
was great,
thank you.
Cheryl. Thank you.
Okay. If there
That is
aren't any other questions about the genre wall and the topic wall, because really, if you have those videos and you have that information that you have now, you can just go in there and fool around with it and find out what works for you. That is my best advice right there. I'd really like to get into the MARC records, editing and personalizing, and some things about the MARC records that have really worked for me. So in the slideshow that you get, you can, I'll just go ahead and do that. You can click on these things that you probably can't read, but there maybe some of you can. My eyesight has been going, unfortunately. I wish I could say, raise your hand if you know about MARC records.
Yeah.
So MARC records, some of you probably do your own cataloging. Some of you order your books cataloged. I do both. Mostly I order them cataloged, and it's not just cataloged, it's, processed, with stickers, covers, all that. I have everything here to do it myself, and if I had the time, I would, and I do have to do it myself because there are times where you can't get them processed.
Okay.
So
Question: do you want to finish it? What do you want to do with the book?
I want to.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't know my speaker was.
it's all right. So even with ordering the processed books, they come in and they're not cataloged in a way that works for our library. And I sometimes wonder, like, who's put this in. So I made myself some reference guides. These reference guides, most of it will be relevant to you, but maybe only parts of it or some of it. So I recommend that you take these reference guides that I made and cut out what you don't think that you're going to focus on. I take this one. This is the general. So when you're going in, and I think I was going to use an example in the new books. Went way too slow today because I got more that I wanted to do. This one. So field search. All right, so here we go. So Pizza Face is a sequel to Four Eyes, and I'm going to go into edit mode. And like I said, this is how I do it. Go into the edit mode, the bibliographic record. So here I've got, that's equivalent to my cheat sheet is what I call it, my MARC records reference guide here. Move that over. So these are the things that I find important in my library. I mean, some of them are probably important everywhere, like your main entry, right? You need, or your title statement, right? You have to have your title, but the way that you set up that title could be different than another library. So I apologize for how many times I say so and it's just come to my attention that I do that too often.
You're not alone, Cheryl.
It's like those fillers. They get me. So 245 is the title statement. So I take these reference sheets and I put them on the clipboard and I have them right by my desk. My area is, mixed up right now, but for the last 4 years, that's what I did. Had them by the desk. And then I did teach the colleague that was coming in and helping. I taught her how to do it too. So she was able to edit things and do some cataloging for me every once in a while. I love having reference sheets because if, there's all these little details that we deal with and it's hard to remember them all. And remember, 300 kids' names, So, I just check over when I have time. When I notice a mistake, I'll try to do it right then and there. It takes 60 seconds to fix it and make my library catalog more functional. or when I'm just doing the cataloging myself, I'll go through and make sure I hit all the spots that I want to hit. I do like the 264, making sure I have the date of publication, because then so here, because then when you do those, if you do, I like to keep a tab on, if I have something that's gotten way too old, or the average, date in my library and that kind of thing. So it's, I like having that publication date, and I'm not talking copyright. I'm talking, I like doing the publication date. It could be copyrighted in 1939, but it could have been, new cover and published last year, right? So it looks much better to our administration that way. So I try to check that. I try to check the title, the author. I don't ever find, though, this is rarely, every once in a while there's a mistake here, especially with adapted graphic novels, but usually those are fine. It's usually the title page, the title statement that I have to look at. Maybe it's got Babysitter's Club for the title, and it's your prerogative. Maybe you don't want that to be the title. Maybe you want, Stacy's new boyfriend or whatever it is to be the title, and Babysitter's Club to be the series statement. So I do find myself trying to think what would make the most sense to the students that are looking these up. What makes this book, the way I list it, what's going to make it the easiest to find, the most accessible, and all that. So I look at that. A big one for me is series statement. This is a huge one. I don't know about you, but I get all the time, is this book number 2? Is this book number 5? Is this the first in the series? And to just have all those updated and correct. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, I'm back. To have all those correct in your catalog is super helpful. So it took me a while. Now, of course, when you do a lot of these over and over, you do remember them. But at first, you go check, okay, what is my series statement? It's the 490. It's not in here, right? So I'm going to click on the previous between 338 and 500. I'm going to add a data field. I'm going to put in my 490. You can, the series not trace, series trace. This just means, is it listed in the 800s down here or not? What I've found is it doesn't matter. I leave them blank. I leave them blank. So what was it? It was 4 Eyes. And then I'm going to add my subfield. And I just put V there. If you click on there, if you forget, you've got your little definitions there as well, but you also have, come on, click happy, Cheryl. I've also, these are what is important to me. A, series statement. B, volume number. And I use, again, sorry if there are any diehard Mark Records people out there, but I use this as number in the series because that's what works for our elementary school. I don't deal with periodicals or all the other things, reasons why they have, volume and all the other different choices here. So this book is 4 Eyes number 2. It's a sequel. So now I'm not going to just do that. And then this is also where you would put, I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy. 586 is a awards note. That's important to me. Study program, unfortunately, our school does do accelerated reader. So I like to have that information in there for the kids as well. And then, of course, your subject your subject added entry, which helps with those searches if you have those filled out and up to date. I will say that I rarely get to this point here. Someday, but a lot of them are already done for you. So it's the series statement is the most important after fixing the title. If I need to fix it, I don't always need to fix it. Like I didn't just fix it right there. Title statement, and then the series statement is so super helpful. Target audience note, that's helpful. I feel like more so for the teachers. Study program is not high on my list, but if I am cataloging the book, I'll put it in. I'm not going to go in and edit it just to add it in because I don't have time for that. But eventually I would love to get all my awards done in the MARC records. This is the form. I was doing it for a while when I had the time, and trying to keep everything consistent. That's just one of my things that I find helpful when you keep everything consistent. But it'd be great to know, because I know there's a lot of books in here that have some of these awards, but they don't have the sticker, right? They're bought beforehand. You can't memorize every award. It's nice to have that in the MARC records. So then after you do all that, you've got your holding record, and that is what this sheet is for. So, and I will say, like, you do what's good for you. What has been useful to me that I've done that may be non-traditional is I use X to mark if I need to know if something's paperback or hardback. Sometimes I can tell by price, sometimes I can't. And it's useful when I'm trying to do ordering or figuring out what we have in the library, and I'm not right there in front of the book. So I use X for paperback or hardcover. And public note, I'll use that a lot to do our Vermont Red Clover. Not so much, I haven't been able to keep up with the nominees, but to do with the Vermont, this was a Vermont Clover winner. This was a Vermont Golden Dome winner. This was a Newbery Award winner, that kind of thing. And then I'm creating shelving locations as well. So let's go back. I'm aware that I'm running out of time. So much I wanted to say about this. So when you're looking at that holding record, what I felt like I had to piece out was, okay, because this is done differently depending on the library and the librarian, what you're using for your prefixes, what you're using for your classification part. It is annoying sometimes. I'll have books that are processed, by Ingram, and the MARC records come in and they're all on the H line. It doesn't make a huge difference unless I'm searching by author cutter number, or I'm searching by, how many graphic novels do I have? I can look it up by prefix. So I do like it when it's done in a way that's makes sense, which is, the K is for the prefix that comes before the classification part. And then, I is the cutter number that comes after the classification part. And I always like to have that price on there so that you can give out those notices with the price to get those books back sooner. What we don't have on here yet is what I like to do is M, which is a call number suffix, and I use that to put the book when I'm doing the book series. So let's see, it might take a couple of minutes to show up. And I apologize that I went too slow in the beginning, and I wanted to show you some of the extra reasons. You can do certain searches like the 852 search, subfield search, that by having your records correct, it can make your searches more accurate. The more accurate your mark records, in my opinion, the more accurate the searches are, the easier it is to find things, the easier it is to answer kids' questions, right? And that's the big thing. You want to be able to click on that computer and answer that kid's question, or have them answer it themselves more appropriately. What number in the series is that? Look on the catalog. Ultimately, it would be nice if they were all on the actual book, which I'm not there yet either. And but so now we have Pizza Face, series title, 4 eyes, and I'm going to just go ahead and click on that series title. Clicking on that series title brings up the books in that series, right? So again, consistency. If you're being consistent with what you're putting in those mark records, it'll keep things together. And then, so the 4 eyes number 2 up here is what I put in the series title, but the holding record, that's what you see here. GN 741 OGL number 2, number 1. And then that also, let's try one more thing. If you're so inclined, that will also print your spine label too. Darn, I wonder, you can't see it, but so here's my call number right there. So that's going to come up with GN, and then underneath GN, it'll be 741.5, and underneath that, it'll be OGL, and then underneath that, it'll be number 2, and that will be my printed spine label on there. I love having those book series numbers on the spine label. They said they're going to do it for the processed items, but it's always different companies. Even within one company, they use all the different warehouses, and everybody does it differently. And I find that that's not very helpful to our little school. So I give you a tiny taste of the global editors. I wish I would have gotten to more. I'm sorry I went a little slow in the beginning and had a little trouble there with a couple of things. But I would love it if people had any questions, if I could answer them.
All right, we're going to call for questions now.
Because
so let's see here. Okay. Any questions, Robin or Lynn? Okay. And Cheryl, we can always do an in-depth, like an even more in-depth mark record. We could do a third iteration of this. It's because I think this is, first of all, incredibly helpful. And
really,
I'm learning a ton, and I really, really want my hands on that document that you have with your mark records in the fields and stuff. Like, I want a copy of that really bad.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been super helpful to me, and like I said, you continue to reference it until it eventually it sticks in your head.
Right.
That's why I love that idea of video is awesome. It's great, but sometimes it's really good to just have that paper that you can look at, that notebook that you can look at, that then it sort of sticks with me. But
yeah. Robin says, thank you so much. I made a genre collection and a topic wall right now. I'd love to have a copy of the mark records handy reference so I can make my own.
Excellent. And this is new to me. I've never done these 2 webinars are completely new to me. So thank you for putting up with my beginner webinar voice and ability.
No, this has been wonderful. This has been really, really wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording really quick.